I have a lot of sexual workshops or various things that I teach. I cannot imagine it. Oh, yes, I can teach you some things. Dr. Drew, I teach oral sex workshops. I teach couples how to have great sex, so I get this. And I think that it's really important for individuals to learn how to be great lovers. I really do.
Individuals, not couples.
Well, couples, absolutely. Okay. I think that that's important, too. You talk about, look at infidelity rates, Dr. Drew, and you think everybody thinks they're so much more sexually sophisticated than they actually are. We teach sex education, but we teach the mechanics of it, not the feel-good parts of it. So I get it. It's just there's some very different things that she's doing that are quite interesting.
Now, you just saw a few seconds of that workshop. Here's yet a little more here. Take a look.
I'm going to pass around this because not everybody has touch glue. I'm going to recommend a couple things. One, you put a little bit on your hand and you rub it around. And then you take your hand and you put it up to your mouth and you lick it. Because you should always know what your lube tastes like before you buy it.
Spirit, you said you take issue with some of the stuff she's doing, is stuff like that?
No. See, I still even get that piece, Dr. Drew. The part I take issue with is that she actually had one workshop, if I understand this correctly, where she encouraged them to masturbate during the workshop.
Ooh.
So you had individuals who were sitting as we all are. If I just said, okay, everybody, I want you to touch yourselves. I'm going to teach you. Don't save it for when you get home. Let's do it now.
And I'm sure she also said, everybody turn your phones off. Nobody record this. And sure enough, one kid's got the phone going. Well, I've got Megan joining us via Skype. Megan, and to you, I think I pronounced your name right. She's a clinical sexologist, certified sexual educator. Megan, talk to us about that. You encouraged them to masturbate in their seats. Is that accurate? And I'm sure you want. No, you didn't. Go ahead. Please.
No, I actually told them to turn their cell phones to vibrate and stick it between their legs, but so that it didn't disrupt the others learning during the
indirect masturbation. Okay.
And Megan, who do you think needs your help more, men or women? Or did you, or let's say, well, I won't ask about Vanderbilt per se, but generally, men or women?
I think each individual has different needs. Like, men are coming up to me with questions regarding consent. Women are frequently asking questions about how to have an orgasm. I think each community has different needs, but those are the most common situations that I have people asking questions about.
Consent is such a huge issue on college campuses. I hope you emphasize that. I mean, I love Vanderbilt. It's a great institution. I'm not being critical of them, but all colleges these days have issues with consent. Did you emphasize that?
Oh, of course. I talk about what to do when someone says no, how to handle that. And so one of the things that I encourage is to thank people when they say no so that we can practice being empathetic and respecting boundaries. And so that was one of the big points.
Mike, you raised your eyebrows at that. What are you thinking? Want to ask her a question?
I just don't know. I can't. I'm the horniest, most disgusting guy ever.
We got that.
And honestly, and I just don't. I can't even imagine a world where I would forcibly do anything sexual upon a woman. So I'm trying to think of the type of guy that does that. And if he's in the frame of mind that he's going to force sex on a woman and she tells him no, I just can't believe that he's going to be like, well, thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. I just don't know if that's even, it might seem like a little bit of a precious idea.
So what do you suggest?
Teach girls
but are you suggesting women should understand how to identify predators or aggressive men and how to avoid them? What do you do?
No. I think that there needs to be, I think that, I hate to sound like such a sellout, but I think that it needs to start with how we educate men on how women think. And like the idea of what... Like the idea of what sex is at its core, I think that there's such a rancid playboy ethic that goes on with a lot of young men now that it's unrealistic to then apply it to real women, you know?
Yeah, and Megan, what do you say to your critics?
Well, first I want to point out that anyone can be raped, and it's not just women. So I think it's important that we address that, because men do talk to me about being sexually assaulted on campus. What do I say to my critics?
Who say that perhaps this is gratuitous or unnecessary or excessive?
No, usually they're the people that don't show up at the presentation. So
it's hard for them to be critical about something they have not seen or heard. Well, listen, hats off to you for doing the consent issue, because, boy, that's a problem on college campuses. The rest of it, each campus will have to decide for themselves.